Hi, my name is Byard Hall.
And I'm AJ Casperson.
And welcome to the Sarum News.
Today we're here to introduce Kyle Dudley to the Salisbury community.
He's a new teacher at Salisbury. He teaches U.S. history and civil rights.
And is also the varsity coach for both tennis and basketball.
So I think Kyle's been, or Mr. Dudley, he's been a great addition. You know, when we first met him last spring, I think everyone who sort of had a chance to sit down with him were really impressed. We knew he was a talented coach, and you know, if you're a good coach, it means you're someone who can work with people. And I think Kyle, you know, has really proven that he's really good, sort of working with kids, making sure that they're, you know, I guess I would say someone who's building relationships with kids. He's also super professional, and we knew that, you know, that the classroom that it would be a challenging transition for him, but that he had the character to that was going to work really hard, be invested in getting better, and that's exactly what we've seen.
Mr. Dudley, thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to get a chance to interview you, get to know you a little bit more, and introduce you to the Salisbury community. So the first question today is, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Scarsdale, New York, which is in Westchester County, about 15 miles outside of New York City. And I went to Scarsdale High School, a public school there in that town, where I played basketball there, and was lucky enough after that to continue my college basketball career at Middlebury College.
Mr. Dudley, why did you choose Middlebury?
I chose Middlebury because it was the best academic school where I could play basketball, and I wanted the combination of both. And I feel strongly that I made the right decision.
Yeah, it's great.
How has your experience in coaching helped you with the teaching world?
I think when you're coaching, you're teaching, right? So I think there's a lot of skills that apply to the fields or the court or the ice that apply to the classroom as well. And really connecting with your students or with your players, you know, I think is so important in education. You know, really getting to know your players and know how they learn best, I think applies to both, you know, teaching and coaching.
Awesome. What do you enjoy doing outside of teaching at Salisbury?
I really enjoy playing tennis. I've had a chance to play, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. I think it's, I mean, and I'm also the tennis coach here, but it's a sport I just really enjoy. You know, enjoy playing. I could just kind of play for hours, and I really enjoyed. I think it was the first week I was here before classes. I got to go on a hike with the 5th form, and it was like pouring rain, in like I think it was like the Great Falls or something, yeah. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and I would like to explore some of the hiking a little bit more when I get some time. But I really enjoyed that, and I think hiking has sort of become a new, relatively new in the last couple of years, strong interest of mine.
What's the most challenging task about teaching here?
Well, I think, you know, ask me that today, as I'm grading 55 papers. That seems to come immediately to to my mind. You know, so I mean, I think grading is hard, but I think just having so many students, I think I have 56 or 57 students, and really getting to know each of them and try to help them all learn their best way while keeping in mind the larger goals for the entire class, I think is hard, but I think it's really important. But I think that's the most important thing, is sort of being accessible and approachable, but sort of finding that balance of different ways that you can teach with you know, a large number of students. I think is challenging, but also rewarding.
At the end of our interview, we asked Mr. Dudley a few speed round questions. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Tacos.
If you were to win the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy?
Probably some sneakers.
What's your favorite movie?
Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
What's the number one thing on your bucket list?
I love to travel, so I'd love to travel to go, I think, Spain, Italy, France, just travel Europe a little bit more.
Who's the greatest basketball player of all time?
LeBron James.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Larry David.
What's your number one pet peeve?
Lateness.
If you were stranded on an island
Sorry.
you're good. If you were stranded on an island and you could only have 2 items, what would they be?
A case of water and jet ski.